essentially what they're fighting against and what they're trying to distract against. Let's have that conversation, shall we? We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so they want you all focused on Mr. Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Meanwhile, this is the kind of thing happening. Horror as Mexican illegal alien released by Joe Biden is arrested for raping a little boy as he was playing outside. Take a look at this.
Today I want to introduce you to Samuel Cobos Carmona. Samuel entered the United States from Mexico back in August of 21, and he was shipped back to Mexico. He illegally entered again sometime in early 2022, where he fled from Texas authorities, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. He was located in Sarasota, Florida in July of 2024, but because of the Biden-Harris catch and release policies, he was released back into our community. So now let's fast forward to April 13th, 2025, Charlotte County, Florida. This individual befriended a 13-year-old and an 8-year-old, decided to play a game of hide and seek. While in the woods with these two, he sexually battered a 13-year-old child. The subject was later located and arrested by Charlotte County deputies, where he admitted to his crime. Now, we are going to work very hard with the state attorney's office and our federal partners to make sure that this individual does not see the light of day again, and if he does, to make sure that he is permanently removed from the United States.
Yeah, this is the kind of story the media doesn't want you talking about. This is what they don't want you to be paying attention to again. The media understands that news comes and goes. Many people have a goldfish memory and they just move on to the next thing and they forget. But these are the kinds of stories that are happening across the country. And the craziest part is that this individual was actually released purposely into the United States under Joe Biden's open border policies. He had already been deported once in 2021. Then he came back in 2022, was picked back up in 2024, and then was simply released back into the country thanks to Joe Biden's catch and release policy. And fast forward now, he's committed an absolutely heinous, unforgivable crime. But the media doesn't want to talk about that, and they also don't want to talk about this story.
This is the father of her children, Casey Barrera Rosa. He's charged with murder, and he's currently in ISIS custody. And we also have this mugshot of his uncle. Authorities charge Rolvin Barrera with being an accessory to the crime. A spokesperson for the Charles County Sheriff's Office says the suspect was methodical in hiding this woman's body, burying her deep, and using old dirt to conceal the hole.
On discovering her body, which was wrapped in a blanket and again buried about 5 feet below the ground, it was a moment of relief for the detectives that they were able to tell her family, we have found her.
So when we first reported this, authorities told us that they found fraudulent immigration documents for Barrera Rosa and confirmed he was in the U.S. illegally.
Just another Maryland man, huh? An illegal alien who's now been charged with the murder of a young mother whose body was found in the woods. You see a pattern here? Again, they want you focused on Kilmar supposedly not getting due process. Meanwhile, people are dying. American citizens are dying at the hands of illegal migrants. And it's not just the one-off heinous crimes, it's also the fact that these open border policies have essentially allowed drug cartels to come into the country and open up shop to operate freely. Look at this headline. In Portland, Oregon, 46 Honduran nationals working directly for the Sinaloa drug cartel were just arrested on drug trafficking charges. The bust included enough fentanyl to kill the entire city of Portland twice over. Where is the outrage? Where's MSNBC doing a special segment on the families that have been destroyed by fentanyl? Absolutely nowhere, of course, because it doesn't serve their political narrative. Pretending that Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Maryland man getting wrongfully deported, yeah, that does. And they use it to distract from these kinds of stories. And speaking of these gangs openly operating in the country, we've also got this story. Donald Trump tracking down over 300 TDA ringleaders. TDA is Tren de Aragua. Take a look at this.
The Democrat Party has become the party of terrorists and illegal aliens. That is the Democrat Party of today. Who does it sympathize with? Who does it fight for? Who does it move heaven and earth to protect? Illegal alien gang members and foreign terrorists. LGBT President Trump is leading a party for Americans, for all Americans, for American citizens. That's who he's fighting for, and he's doing it with a determination and a passion and a focus and a commitment we've never seen before. Let's talk just briefly about Tren de Aragua, the vicious gang that drills holes in people's hands, chops off their fingers, murders them in cold blood, a gang that, based on information that has been discovered by FBI, is even plotting assassination attempts inside the United States of America. In just the last few weeks, President Trump has found 300 ringleaders and top members of the Tren de Aragua terrorist organization. They they are the ones that are now in Texas awaiting deportation under the Alien Enemies Act, stymied by judges. They're going to get deported. They're going to get sent home. President Trump found them. 300 ringleaders and top executives of that terrorist organization in just the last couple of weeks. That is his level of determination, while the Democrat Party is flying around the world defending gangbangers and terrorists.
Yeah, that ought to put it into perspective, into clear perspective. What the president is doing is going after violent criminals and gang organizations in the country. Meanwhile, Democrats are flying around the globe defending illegal gang members. And it's crazy how they've somehow framed Donald Trump as the bad guy. You know, the left's new argument seems to be that deporting violent, gang-affiliated foreign nationals without giving them years of court processing and opportunities to appeal is somehow un-American. But the reality is, Donald Trump has declared a state of emergency, and he's lawfully using the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which gives the president the power to do exactly what he is doing. And it's crazy to me, all of a sudden, this argument that every illegal migrant somehow deserves a day in court to plead their case. It's got me thinking about previous administrations. Clinton deported over 2 million illegals, Bush roughly 1 million, Obama deported nearly 3 million, and all of these people that were removed faced the exact same process as Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Immigration judges in these cases issued court-ordered deportation orders. There's also a law that allows the government to remove or deport some of these illegal immigrants that have been previously deported without having to go through a hearing. But anyways, those administrations were allowed to deport millions of illegal immigrants, essentially without any issue. But now Donald Trump deports roughly, I think, 100,000 under the exact same process, and suddenly the entire system wants to shut him down. Suddenly, his administration is hit with 30 injunctions. It's unfrickin' believable. And clearly it's not about the law, it's about politics. It's about sabotaging the Trump presidency and helping Democrats build this narrative crafted around the migrant victim. And it just goes to show how backwards it all is. You know, the outrage, the constant media focus should be on the illegal criminals and criminal networks operating freely in the country. The fact that Joe Biden just released all of these people into the country. The fact that Democrats and their woke DAs are doing the exact same thing on a state and city level. But no, instead, all the outrage is focused on the Trump administration trying to actually do the right thing, enforcing the law and protecting the nation. It's completely insane. It's got you thinking, who are these people actually fighting for? The Democrats and the media. It's almost as if they're being puppeted to cause chaos and sabotage the Trump administration's effort on behalf of some shadowy puppet masters behind the scenes who don't want the cheap labor to be removed from the country. It's just crazy how they're attempting to twist this thing and manipulate the people as if Trump is the bad guy when Trump seems to be the only one fighting to protect American sovereignty and American citizens. Absolutely twisted. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Subscribe to the channel. Merch. Content, merch. Subscribe to the channel.